up, girl?
Fancy seeing you here. Oh, I can't believe you've made the trip up to balmy Ohio for this 25-degree weather.
It's just terrible. Thank you so much for having me.
Don't you love it?
I don't know. Actually, I surely don't. Girl, It has been a while since we dished, so we thought we would bring you all an in-person dish to treat yourself.
Yes, we're still alive. Your mothers love you. As long as you cleaned your room.
One of them does.
Guess which?
Girl, how have you been?
Loaded question. Next, please.
I will.
I've used that joke a few times, but you know what?
Keep using it. It still hits.
I am learning to stay curious for what comes next. I was talking to, as you know, if you follow this channel, I like to go to a little thing called Ecstatic Dance on Sundays.
She does like to go.
And I usually just wiggle, but nothing that I usually do to feel good or find meaning has been working lately. I have been pulling cards recently, and they might as well be blank. Like,
really?
My inner voice, my intuition, my oracle is out of office.
Oh.
I don't know where she is.
All right. Well, I mean, so everyone needs PTO.
Yeah, that's right.
Take a minute for you, girl.
Yeah, I put in a little, time off request.
Yep. Gotta get it approved.
And I found sketching.
What's that?
Like just sketching.
Oh, I was
like drawing. I have not sketched in Gesundheit. Kazoons.
I'm allergic to art.
Can't stand it. I have not sketched in at least 4 years.
Wow.
And she found her way back to me.
All right.
And I said, hello.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is that a pomegranate ring?
Oh, it is.
Is it new?
No, I got it at Witch Lab.
I love it.
I love it because it reminds me of the High Priestess card.
I love it because it reminds me of Persephone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mistress of the underworld.
I always loved the Persephone myth when I was growing up, and I couldn't figure out why. And I think I just like goth dudes. So.
Hades is pretty sexy, but did you figure out why?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever did. I just think here's why I like the story of Persephone and Demeter and the known world, which is not like really well known because of Hadestown, the Broadway musical.
Oh,
which was really painful. I saw it on Broadway. But anyways,
I'd rather watch Urinetown, honestly.
Oh yeah, great. No notes.
Yeah.
But I love that story. I think growing up because so many of the myths, like, it was like such a complicated punishment and reward. So I just like really liked that.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, it reminds me of Hellraiser. The conflation of pleasure and pain are on the same spectrum.
Yeah.
Very gay. Clive
Very
Barker.
Gay.
Clive Barker was famously gay and goth.
Famously gay. Speaking of famously gay.
Hello.
How have the holidays been going?
Which ones? This is the problem. There's so many.
Well, we're in that weird time between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
There's the colonizer holidays.
Yes.
There's the Christian holidays. There's the pagan holidays, the cool ones.
Obviously.
And then there's all the other holidays, which frankly deserve more attention.
It's true.
Yeah.
Last week, a white person asked a Native American that I was with what they're doing for Thanksgiving. And it was like my favorite moment of the year.
I had an experience not so different from that when I was in San Francisco last week, as you know, and we were staying in a very cute hotel that was in an old building. It was from like 1905. Used to be a Turkish bath. Gay. And
get in the chat.
Yeah.
Gay.
And the person who was at the night clerk at the desk, we came in, white guy, young, very cool San Francisco, wearing Native American themed jewelry.
Shoot.
And I think out of just like a reflex, because it was Thanksgiving, Monty was like, Happy Thanksgiving. And like the feathers ruffled and they were like, Happy Holiday. And I was like, we're on the same page, right? Like we have the same, we align on this. And also, a white passing person wearing, like, Native American themed jewelry. I don't know the authenticity of the jewelry, but it was a little bit like...
Was it like Navajo, like turquoise and that kind of thing?
Yes, it was like a turquoise choker.
Okay.
And some turquoise that ended in feathers.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was
okay.
more. It was more like Kesha.
Got it.
If I'm being honest.
Okay, that's totally fair. Well,
Kesha, circa 2011.
It's so interesting because, as many of you here know on the dish, I have some pretty strong connections to the Caribbean, and I'm also very white. So when Adele wore a hairstyle that is literally only for black hair, and went to the UK version of Carnival, which is a huge Caribbean festival in Trinidad every year, Black Americans came for Adele. I was like, don't wear your hair like that. Like, and she had the Jamaican flag on. It was a whole thing. But Jamaicans, Caribbeans, were like, no, we love that. You're honoring it. So what's the line between appropriation or appreciation, right? And it was this broader conversation, right?
Yeah.
And as a white American in the room, I'm just like, I'm just here listening. Like, I'm not here to like bring my opinion, right? But there was so much in the range of, I think about that too, like, I go every year to a powwow, and it's like a huge powwow, and it's awesome, and there's jewelry, and there's amazing contests and gators, because it's Florida, so there's always gator wrestling.
They're just around.
They're just around. They're just hanging out. Like,
they're
playing,
vibing.
just playing poker, just chilling, just smoking a cig. And, you know, all these vendors are selling Native American jewelry. And it's like, oh, okay. Do I find I want to support the Native American vendors.
Yeah.
I know some of the Native American vendors, so I buy their things, you know, and want to support them specifically. And then I'm like, what do I do with this jewelry? Right? Do I make sure it doesn't look Native American? Or, you know what I mean? It's like this weird thing. And it's like,
it is.
It really is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
And like,
well, and the arbiters of that line can't be us.
Exactly. So you're just like, and then of course the vendors are like, wear it. It looks amazing on you. Wear it. It's like, yeah, you want my money. Yeah. And I respect that. Get your money. Like, no judgment, but like, then what do we do with it? So it's always just very interesting to me. And this isn't what the dish is about today, but maybe it is, because it's about proving a point.
You know what? I think that, you know, topics of racial justice truly touch all parts of our lives. And we should lean into talking about them.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is that we ignore them, or they make us uncomfortable, and then we don't talk about it.
Right.
And then nothing changes.
Yeah, and I think like the 2020 like move for white people to understand that black people exist was really a lot for people, but like a lot of white women like bought like Asada t-shirts or like Black Panther t-shirts, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that, and I don't know if I get a voice in it, but I'm always like, like I don't know. It's just like I'm always like, I don't know, like if I was walking around with an Asada Shakur t-shirt and being like, yeah, like well, like power to the people, like I mean that's so. I don't know, but then it's like, hey, where did that money go? Did it go to a nonprofit? Did it go to mutual aid? Did it go somewhere? You know what I mean? So it gets convoluted.
At the very least,
please make the thumbnail me doing the Black Power fist.
Yeah,
really
that's gonna be the thumbnail.
So that'd be great.
Memeified for all to see. You know, I think that if you're going to do something, anything is subject to scrutiny, right? If you're going to make a Black Power fist, you have to recognize that not everyone is going to be on board with you making the Black Power fist.
Yeah, and maybe change the example.
Well, and then also you have to have humility around that, right?
Yes.
Like, that's, wow. We've, as usual, we have bit off a hefty topic. And we're only, oh my God, we're already 12 minutes in.
Girl.
The time flies.
Mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup.
What did we actually come here to talk about?
We came here to talk about proving a point.
Proving a point. This is all related.
I think it is.
This is all related because that story about the night clerk who was like, happy holiday, that was proving a point. Yeah,
but also like, just...
What point are we here to prove? That's a good question.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted thinking about him at the vegan potluck. You know, at the vegan potluck...
I've been to many of those.
Kale Satan.
Kale Satan! Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I already made it up last time. That was like Kale Satan. Remember?
Oh.
Yeah. It's not new. It's not new. Yeah. We're just old and we don't remember things anymore.
Goldfish memory.
Look at Castle. Oh, look at Castle. Anyways, so we're talking about proving a point. Yeah, he sounds exhausting. And I think that's also, when do you choose, as I'm getting better at this, when do you choose to make your point proven? And I think when I was younger, I would like jump right in and be like, no, I have the thing that will change your mind. You've just been talking to idiots the whole time. And now I'm like, let me prove my point. I don't know, more strategically?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just tired.
Well, you know, I as we have just passed Thanksgiving, which is a holiday a lot of people in this country celebrate around like time with family, whatever that means, and thankfulness, right?
Yeah.
I reflect a lot on the article you wrote for, was it Outlook magazine? Like years and years ago.
Oh my God, yes.
I remember. The real ones remember. If you know, you know.
Oh my God.
Brooke wrote this great article about a sort of a conversation guide.
I do remember that.
Around not confrontational, controversial topics.
Yes.
During the holidays.
Oh my God.
And you know what? It's evergreen. It stays true to this day. And I did a lot of back and forth around whether I would be around family during the holidays. And it was about proving a point. And I got this t-shirt from the trans block party thrown by ACLU of Ohio last year.
Nice.
It's great. It's a blue plain t-shirt with a trans flag, and it says "We the People" in big block letters over the trans flag. Brilliant design.
I love it.
Because we're here too, you know? And so I thought, like, all right, one possibility is I could go and be polite and wear the t-shirt. And for me, I was like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
If I go and I'm in that room, I'm going to just walk in shouting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's probably better and actually harm reductive for everyone involved if I just don't go.
Including you. Like, I think there's also, like, it's like, you know, everyone is so worried about flashing everyone on the dish. Everyone is so worried about...
I gotta pay extra for that.
It's true, that's not our paid subscriptions. It's just all feet pics. Anyway.
Oh, no.
I feel like that's doing a service to everyone involved, right? And I'm like, you know, if there's people I can't be around, and oh my God, there are. My mom keeps giving my address out to everybody. And I'm like, if I get one more, like, if I get one more Christmas card from, like, a relative, it's like, we're praying for you! You know what I mean? I'm like, oh. Yeah. You know, but...
You're like, this is not a kindness.
You know, and I feel bad because I'm just like, hey, you're not for me. Right? And my lack of engagement with you is proving a point. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I have a relative who I had to have some really harsh words with when they were younger because they were using the F word pretty liberally on social media.
The F slur?
Yeah. And I had to be like, hey, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you that colleges will look at your social media.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Like, I'm not here to tell you not to use that word. I'm going to tell you that there is a deep historical context around the word you're using that is incredibly pejorative. I don't know how you're meaning it, right? Even though I know how you're meaning it. But you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was really great. And she didn't respond, but I know she saw it. And she, you know, whatever. And now she is dating a person of color. So she is caught up as a white person and is getting the first-hand experience of what it's like. And sometimes when white people date people of color for the first time, they're like, oh my God. Like, I literally had a white woman tell me once, like, I didn't believe my black husband until I talked to you about race. And now I'm understanding what he means. And I'm like, how long have you been married to this guy? And they've been pulled over and he was like a wreck. And she's like, I don't understand your problem.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And like and she thought it was in his head. Anyway, so like, there is a thing, particularly with white women, where it's like, oh my God, until someone I loved experienced it, I thought it was all bullshit. And she's now dating a person, my family's dating a person of color, and is kind of getting her eyes open. And it's kind of happened simultaneously, right? She's understanding a little bit more about how the world works, and she's understanding systems and how those systems oppress certain groups. And I wouldn't say she's becoming, I don't want to use the word liberal or whatever, but she's just, her eyes are being open to the matrix. If that makes sense?
She has a liberal trajectory.
Yeah, and I, you know, have thought about engaging with her again. And I'm like, no. Because again, it's not bad or good, and I'm glad she's grown, but I also have to protect my energy. Yes. And it's the same, I know it was a meandering story, but you gave me kettle, that's on you. But it really is the same. Like, you have to protect your energy too, and you are a trans person in Ohio right now, and I think that energy is paramount to protect. And probably, I'm gonna guess, pretty limited right now.
What, my energy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the whole story I shared at the beginning about the things that normally give me joy or meaning. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I had to find my way back to some new...
Like rudimentary...
You have to recalibrate everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I won't get into that. That's for another time, where we can deeply process some of that.
God, I love this ring. Can I try it on?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, I want it. Let's go get it at Witch
If I
Lab.
can get it off. Oh, my
Girl,
God.
I love it.
Don't look.
Okay, I'm not going to look.
Here you go.
Oh, my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Is it... Oh, yeah.
It's, it's just junk, but it's a really cute ring.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I have such fat fingers. Ah! That stole a ring. Maybe it's a pinky ring for me. Ooh.
Well, the width of my fingers changes a lot. Depending
Really?
on, how much water I'm retaining, how cold it is outside, how, like, whether my weight is going up or down. Like, rings fit on different fingers.
Oh my god, I love that.
It's really wild.
I wore this ring for my wedding, and it's my mom's ring, and she gave it to me at the wedding thinking it would fit this ring finger, and it didn't, so I wore a pinky ring at my wedding, which I still think is the funniest shit in the world. I'm like, what? Who am I? I'm like, pinky ring! But it was my something old.
Mm-mm.
I think. Or something borrowed. I don't know. My mom has, like, bird fingers. She's terrifying.
Girl, there's something borrowed, something blue thing. That's like, that's too much for me. That's
I mean, we never really did
That's an
it.
extra level.
We never really, like, did it all, but, like, she was like, I want you to wear this.
Yeah.
She did ask me, by the way, creepy mom story, if I wanted a piece of my first communion dress to put in my bouquet. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but the Catholics believe you're marrying Jesus at your first communion and saving yourself till marriage. So oftentimes Catholics will put a piece of their first communion dress in their bouquet when they get married to a man.
I mean, if I could put aside all the baggage I have related to Catholicism, which I'm not sure is possible, I could see a framing where that's kind of sweet. Do you have to divorce Jesus?
Hard disagree. Yes. And
I didn't grow up Catholic,
and
so...
there's no prenup. He takes everything.
Oh, wow.
It's true.
Yeah.
The Lord.
The Lord.
Praise him.
Do we?
Not in this house.
Oh.
We praise Babylon.
Yeah, we sure do. And if you'd like to know more about that, you can go to www.covereddish.com.
/book Eileen Galvin for a private tarot session.
Yeah. That website doesn't exist, by the way. Or if it does, it's not affiliated with us. So, sorry, covereddish.com.
Oh.
Or whatever traffic you're about to receive.
You know, I think, especially the thing, for me, proving a point, I'm thinking about this in terms of, like, the holidays, and it is so...
Yeah.
It's so complicated right now. I just feel like if I have to read one more article about, oh, so-and-so is this supporter, and I just can't be around them, and blah, 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 and I'm like, buck up, Buttercup, and deal with your fucking life.
Yeah.
Stop writing into the New York Times ethicist column. They cannot save you.
My advice would be that if you feel like strongly driven to want to make a point, I think the better work to be doing is how to let go.
I love that, because why are you writing in? You know what they're going to say when you write in. You know what they're going to say when you ask people for advice. You have to decide where your boundaries are and what you're willing to do, or are you willing to have a conversation? Because I love proving a point. It is my love language, and I have changed people's minds on things, but not in an hour.
Brooke's really good at it.
Oh, thank you, Pearl.
Yeah, you are.
It doesn't take an hour. It takes a year. It takes 2 years. Like, you can't...
It's the long game, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what drives me crazy, where people are like, oh, I'm going to this dinner once a year, and I don't know why we don't get along.
Exactly. You can't change your family's mind by having dinner with them once.
Right.
First of all, that's not a place where they want to have deep conversations. Right. They never do, but they certainly don't want to have it over dressing.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And everyone's liquored up, and you're like, this is the time.
This is the time.
This is the right time.
They're not going to remember this tomorrow.
Right.
They're going to be super confrontational about it.
Right.
So I just think, if you don't need to be there, don't be there. And if you feel like you're really strongly holding on to something, there's some personal work you have to do to try to let it go. Yeah.
How do you prove a point when you know you're right in a relationship?
Oh, in a relationship? I think it's a show, don't tell kind of situation. Like, this is my hot take, is that you can't really change people's minds, but you can try to incept them, like the movie Inception. Mm-hmm. If they think it's their idea, they'll think it's great. So if you can chip away at the defenses until their like position doesn't have any water, or any weight, or whatever the metaphor is,
any water weight, they're not bloated anymore.
If you like, if you can kind of chip away at the foundation of the idea, then the idea will fall on its own. Right. But it's not because you convinced them. Like, that hardly ever happens. Yeah. So if you want to prove a point that you... I think the example I used was, like, taking out the trash. Okay. In the promo. if you want to prove
Yes.
the point that you can take out the trash, just
Yes.
take out the trash every week.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If you want to prove a point that, like, I don't know why this is the example that came up, but like you're always the one that picks up the kid from school, then like don't pick up the kid from school.
Leave the child at school.
Leave the child. They're gonna be fine. There's teachers there to take care of them.
Are there?
And then be like, hey, okay, this is great. It's your job to pick up the child. That might sound passive aggressive. And I will also, this is another hot take. Passive aggression can be instructive under certain very controlled situations. It's like, don't light a wildfire.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But,
I get what you're saying.
You know, there's just a little bit for a short amount of time to prove a point. Could be eye-opening.
Yeah. I think, you have to, it's a 1990s food pyramid.
Oh, great reference.
Right?
Like
and
just big chunky carbs at the bottom.
6 to 11 servings of grains.
What happened?
6 to 11. I'll tell you what happened. Big Sugar pushed their agenda, and if you need to know more, you need to read Ultra Processed People, and I force Eileen. I talk about it all the time. Anyways, that's an official endorsement from one half of Covered Dish.
One half of Covered Dish.
It's a great book about ultra processed foods and the industries that support them, or the industries that thrive and kill people for it. Big Sugar is who created that pyramid. But anyways, back to my point.
I believe it.
The top of the food pyramid was the first place I saw this word. And do you remember, like, they had avocado, butter. Oh, no, butter was in the dairy section. They had, like, avocado. Anyways, fats was at the top. And it was like, don't eat any fats. They're so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the word they put next to it?
No, I don't.
Use sparingly.
Oh.
And that was the first time I heard that word as a little kid.
Sparingly?
Yeah, and I love it. And it's
Yeah.
just so clear, and you're just so sparse, and you just get cold hearing it. Do you know what I mean? And
like
that's
it's
how
dangerous.
Yes, that's how you use passive aggression. You have to use it sparingly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was, what was it? So it was butter. Or no, it was grains. It was just rice.
Grains, and then you have like fruits and vegetables.
10 servings of rice.
I know.
A day.
Yeah. Have bread with every meal.
Every meal. And rice.
And rice.
I mean, just statistically, if you only have 2.
And cereal with breakfast.
Oh, yes, and cereal. And
Yeah.
then the fruits and veggies. And then it was what?
Fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, on the next row.
Yep.
And then it was dairy and something.
Then it was dairy and like meat.
Oh, meat.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yes, meat.
Dairy and meat.
Yeah.
And then you had all the good stuff at the top. Salts, fats, and like...
They always had an avocado in there. I was always so bummed.
Which is funny because now it's like, you know, avocados are great. Have more avocados.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like the good fats.
Yeah.
You know, not the saturated
Oh my God,
ones.
Laura Sanders. If you don't follow Laura Sanders, follow her on all things. She has this amazing cartoon of an avocado that says, "I'm the good fat," in the mirror.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at a bikini or something. And I think it's the funniest thing in the world. It's so cute.
Like 10 years ago, circa 2014, there were a lot of like avocado tattoos with sexy legs.
Oh.
Do you remember this? This is a
No.
real trend.
No.
Like people, it was the avocado toast days.
Oh,
When
yeah.
millennials, by the
Ruined
way,
the housing market.
ruin the housing market. We don't have many legacies. We really don't.
It's true.
But we made avocado toast.
We did.
That was our claim
So
to
it was
fame.
an avocado with, like, sexy legs.
Yeah, like a half avocado, no face, the pit,
Okay.
and then sexy legs, and maybe like some arms doing like a pin-up avocado.
A pin-up avocado.
Yeah,
I love that.
it was cute.
I love that.
It was cute.
That's a good burlesque name, avocado toast.
Or just avocado.
Avocado's good. Yeah.
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 Isn't it Spanish for testicle?
I don't know.
Somebody look it up. Get in the chat.
Get in the chat. Somebody look it up. Nobody knows.
Another reason to love avocados.
No, but I have that joke about testicles being just 2 avocado pits in an oatmeal sack. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
What is an oatmeal sack?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, that's just little...
A sack full of oatmeal.
Yeah. And then it's 2 avocado pits, and that's testicles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, see you next week for Covered Dish where we talk about oatmeal sacks.
Not testicles.
Oh. How Joan Rivers of us.
It's true. Man, she died at the right time. She would not do well in the current climate.
She would not do well today.
I think we can all agree on that. And
No.
Melissa Rivers just kind of like eased into the sunset too. I feel like that was a good move on all parts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you just have to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Know when to walk away. Things are going great. I'm covered in.
You know what Shrimp would say if she was here? Play the Gambler.
Does she love that song?
Yeah, she does. She has a number. She's an actor.
No, she doesn't.
She sure does.
What does she wear for that number? Is she the
it's
gambler,
kind of-
or is she like
she's
the protagonist?
No, well, she is the protagonist, but she is a gambler.
Okay.
And she's got like a fake cigarette, and it's very Roadhouse.
I love that.
She's got a cut off, tied off flannel shirt.
Of course. Oh, that's a
Daisy
great...
Dukes, big hair.
Obviously.
And then just like cards. And just
fucking tell me more.
Just like cards. Yeah, you gotta see it. It's great.
Oh, I love that song. Sometimes when I'm mad at my partner, I put it on because it gets stuck in their head for a few days and it's passive aggressive.
Proving a point. What song do you play to prove a point? The Gambler.
The Gambler. Oh my god, yeah. And their mom loves it, so I'll put it on when their mom comes over and we sing it. I get so mad.
Oh my god.
It's great.
You know, when I need to prove the point that Europop went too far,
yeah,
I play that song from the Six Flags commercial by the Vanga Boys.
Sing it. Yes!
We like to party, and I'm like, it went too far.
Yeah, it did.
It went too
did
far.
Go too far. That's fair. That's like, wow.
We're full of hot takes
Six
tonight.
Flags. Approachable content.
Oh, you know, someone has a burlesque act to the Six Flags guy, too.
No.
Yeah, the, like, bald RuPaul suit.
No.
Yeah, with the big glasses getting off the Vanga bus. It's so good.
Oh, man.
It's so good.
It's getting so niche in burlesque and drag now.
Getting?
It's just getting so niche.
Getting niche? I think it's been niche.
It's been niche, yeah. Like there's the great drag number that someone did of the secretary in Monsters Inc.
Oh,
Roz.
Yeah. Roz.
It was like
sounds like a Frasier
filed
character.
the paperwork. Like it was so good, but I was like, man, this is wow.
Hi, Mike.
That is exactly it. That's very good. Was
Thank
it you?
Yeah. I did the voiceover for Monsters, Inc.
Yes. She's still collecting the royalties.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
They're going to my account. We used to live together. Don't tell her.
Into the offshore account.
It's a street.
It's
Offshore road.
Offshore road.
It's in Clintonville. Actually, no, we never lived in Clintonville. We never made that kind of money. It was Old North. Girl.
It's actually in Beachwald, but we say it's in
worse! Worse than that. Oh my god, I can't tell you how many realtors tried to push me into Clintonville when I lived here. And I was like, I'm not going!
I do miss Old North.
I don't.
Really?
No.
Oh.
We always smelled like Hound Dog's pizza and we're scared for our lives. It's a terrible neighborhood.
Earmuffs to all of you. We love Old North. I didn't really like it either. No, it was very cool. It was very cool.
It was cool. It was
It's
cool. It was a moment in time.
It's kind of the new Short North.
I disagree. Hard. I was just there. I feel like we went to that arcade bar next to the theater. I don't know what do you have stock in something up there?
No, I just think it's gay.
Is it? I saw no gay people when I was there.
Is it? Okay, we need to take this conversation offline.
We're gonna go to Old North.
No.
We're gonna figure this out. No, we're going. Oh yeah, we're not.
Oh wait, no, the place we're going is in Old North.
We're going to Old North.
Oh, we are going to Old North. Okay.
Anyways, we'll wrap this up.
We're really bad at this.
But if you are interested in continuing to watch Covered Dish, please comment on our Instagram or Facebook with topics you're interested in. We are coming up to episode 150, which I can't wait. It's going to be a very special episode.
Not only are we coming up on episode 150, we are coming up on the 4-year anniversary of Covered Dish. Because we started in January of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Exciting.
Covered Dish is about to graduate college.
Oh, she's so young, though. So young.
She's about to be an undergrad.
Like,
oh.
Penny. He's dead.
Oh, Penny.
R.I.P. Red Loaf. Anyway.
What a lighthearted note to end on for Covered Dish. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, me too.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to us.
There's a little clink for you all to brighten your holiday season. And don't miss us too much because chances are good that we'll be back next Tuesday and every Tuesday for the next edition of Covered Dish. See you there. Bye.